I got a question for all of you out there. Do you remember what these brands did to you? And I was just thinking about this. People were talking about the Dollar Tree, and I was just thinking, like, I just don't go to the Dollar Tree anymore. It's not that I don't like the concept of the Dollar Tree. It's that back during the cough, I had a couple run-ins with the store of requiring something covering up, and I was just done. I was just done, and I just haven't had a desire to go back since. It's not super on the way. I still kind of go to Aldi and Walmart to get my pictures and stuff like that, to kind of check what store stock looks like here. And so I kind of don't really need to go to Dollar Tree either. But I used to like going there. Then the cough happened, and just some of their policies just rubbed me the wrong way. There's another store, a grocery store chain here in the Pittsburgh area called Giant Eagle. I never really liked them super much, but I didn't really have any ill will against them before the cough. But I remember going past the store and walking past the store on a strip, that's where the post office and stuff like that I was going by there a bunch of times. And they had, during the cough, they had a big sign up saying, don't come into the store unless you have a covering. And I was just there like, fine, I won't. Like, I didn't like you guys that much anyway, and you're telling me to stay out, so fine, I will. And you know what? They stopped having that policy years ago. But you know what? I still don't go. Are you guys, am I the only one like that? Do you guys remember the crimes that were committed against us? Now, I say crimes. I mean, if the store wants you to wear a funny hat to come into the store, or else they're going to discriminate against you. I guess it's within their legal rights to do that. That's fine. But I would be highly offended by that, potentially. If they say only certain political party members may come into our store. I kind of feel like they should have the right to make that choice if they want to. But I might be really offended by that. And what happened during the cough, there are some images burned into my mind, and Lowe's is one of them. I remember standing for an hour with a covering over my face because I needed to return something, and I had to stand 6 feet apart from everybody else, and there was a giant plastic shield, and it took me about an hour to finally get up there and return this item, and it was a very unpleasant experience. And let's just say I haven't wanted to go to Lowe's since. I've gone to Lowe's once or twice because I think I got a gift card here. But other than that, no. I just wasn't going to do it again. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that's like that. I know that a lot of you probably are very much on board. There are certain brands that rubbed your face in it. There are certain brands or companies that made choices. They knew that they were going to alienate certain people, but they knew that would just, the little dictators that they were trying to appeal to just loved every minute of it. And I hope they're happy with those little dictators being the only people going to their store. Perhaps I'm the only one, but I suspect I'm not. I suspect there's a lot of you who have a brand or a store in mind, or maybe a restaurant where you had a very negative experience and you're just there like, if you don't want me as a customer, then fine, I'm just not coming back. I know some of you have had some really bad experiences with brands like Tractor Supply for other reasons, maybe political stands that these companies have taken stands on. Disney used to be fun. I used to like the idea of going to Disney World. We went to like one of each of the parks over the course of my childhood. I did get to go to Epcot Center at least once, maybe twice. I don't remember exactly. I remember at least being there once. But we didn't make like a big normal thing out of it. But, you know, like a lot of Americans, I had, you know, warm fuzzies towards, you know, at least the idea of going to the parks. But now it's just like, just kind of makes me a little sick when I start thinking about the brand Disney. And that's for decisions that they've made as a company. We're pulling apart as a nation, at least here in the United States, where it's almost impossible to not look at brands and see the decisions that they made politically, the decisions that they made with their whole woke or in some positive face companies, their unwoke decisions. Some companies have taken stands, and I maybe didn't like them as much before, but I like them a lot more now, right? You see the companies that had courage to do what was right and to treat their customers with respect, and then you see the companies that got all on board with all of the insanity, insane things that were going on. And they jumped on board. They're like, oh yeah, we'd love to do that. Like, let's get those stickers on the floor. Let's get the plexiglass shields up. And I don't know. A lot of those stickers are still stuck to the floor. You notice that? Certain stores, it's like they're waiting for it to come back. They got those stickers waiting. They got the plexiglass shields. Some of the stores still haven't taken down those plexiglass shields, right? I remember when the plexiglass shields went up when I was a youngster due to crime. And, you know, you walk into the gas station and they're behind like the bulletproof glass and you're like, I feel like a criminal. I feel like I'm in jail. I don't like this. I want to go to a store that doesn't feel like I'm living in a war zone, right? And same kind of thing. Like, we walked in and it's like, why do I feel like I'm in like a health ward at a hospital? I'm just here to get a drink over at the soda machine, or I'm just here to, you know, get some gas on my pump. But a lot of these companies not only did what was required of them, but they went overboard. They went further. They intentionally went further. They eagerly did these things. They weren't just trying not to get sued or shut down by the government. They were actually the driving forces behind these things. And I, for one, remember a bunch of these brands. I remember a bunch of these stores. And I shop at different stores because of that. Say what you will about Wally World, Walmart. Relatively early, they stopped enforcing some of the things. It became rather apparent. I guess they got quite a bit of pushback from a lot of people. But they were relatively on the front edge of just kind of like, yeah, those are the rules, but we're not going to actually say anything to anybody. And so they had the signs, they had the whatevers, and then you just went in there and just did your thing, and they just left you alone. Maybe they made a little, you know, stink eye at you. Maybe some of the workers, you know, looked at you. But it's just kind of like, well, if the workers are okay wearing those things and they're not going to say anything to me, then I'll just do what I want to do. And I feel bad for those workers being forced, you know, to choose between their jobs and breathing clean, fresh air. But in the end, we have to watch out for ourselves and hope that that people stand up for themselves and that they can organize together to bring about change. So, what do we do from here? I, for one, am not going to forget. There were some companies, some brands, some restaurants, some stores that I I don't feel like forgetting, and I won't forget. They impressed upon me some really bad negative experiences, and those are sticking with me, and they're going to continue to stick with me. And if it impacts their business, good. Good. I feel bad for the workers who this wasn't their decision. This wasn't something that they were on board with. They were forced to choose between their jobs and enforcing these things. So I feel bad for them. I hope they can get some experience and then get to a better company. But punish the brands. Continue to punish them. You know, it doesn't have to be an official boycott to just keep walking to the next store and choosing a different store. And hopefully the ones that made some really bad decisions will eventually just shut down. So let me know in the comments down below. Let's be a little activist, shall we? Were there brands? Were there stores that really rubbed you the wrong way? Let me know down in the comments down below what brand. And if you care to share a story, please do. You don't have to share locations. You don't have to share anything you don't want to. But pop down in the comments below. Share with other people the bad experiences you have. The higher up in the company that the decisions were made at, the better. That way, it wasn't just some local store manager at a certain brand was you know, fueling their inner dictator, their need to control things, but rather it was an actual corporate policy. That's what I want to hear about. If you had bad experiences, if the man brought his foot down upon you, let us know. What corporations? What brands? What restaurants? Let us know. I think other people will be interested to also hear some of your stories and to go, oh yeah, I forgot about that brand. They really were, they were pretty bad. I told you a couple of ones that rubbed me the wrong way. But other than that, I got some other ones. I'd have to think a little harder about why I've stopped going to certain stores and stuff like that. I think there's a, I kind of feel like Walgreens were a little over the top on things. They were definitely pushing getting stuff like that, and I really didn't like that. But they also just they seem to have their stores locked down pretty hard too. So I haven't looked at drugstores the same, CVS or Walgreens for that matter. I used to not think about them badly, but now I don't like them. And I think that's part of the reason why too. All right, friends, pop those down in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.